garden tour today. Out working in the garden, weeding. I can't resist pulling a weed, like I literally can't help myself. Today I am watering the garden, as you can see back there. Watering on a cloudy day is fantastic because your plants won't get sunburnt from the water droplets on the leaves. So I'm gonna flip this around and garden tour. In here is, in this like fenced area, which is kind of chopped down, is last year's garden. We have re-fenced everything a lot bigger. Here's my beautiful hops. So this is last year's garden, and we've got a lot of stuff going on in here. I do back to Eden gardening, so there are weeds, which is just a part of life. A lot of them are edible, and we do eat a ton of weeds. And this beauty is just fantastic and popped up this morning. This is my comfrey. I make salve from my comfrey, as well as chop and drop fertilizer and fertilizer tea. And as soon as we get animals, that will also become animal. And we have a massive amount of raspberries here. These are the super pokey raspberries. And then over here we have 2 rows of the less pokey raspberries. They're still not thornless, but that's fine. They get nice and big. And then this is our brassica bed. So this has all of our cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, and all of that. This kale bed is a little bit taken over by lamb's quarters, which is edible, so it doesn't super matter because we do eat a lot of lamb's quarters as well. I just harvested the kale, so there's not a whole lot showing right now, but that's where it's going. My bok choy, which we harvested off of that, and now I'm letting it flower. And then this redneck trampoline trellis is going to be growing all of these beautiful zucchini plants, as well as over here I've got 3 tomato plants. And then on the other side I also have 3 more tomato plants, and then a bunch of cucumbers on that side. So we've got a lot of stuff that's going to be growing up that. In here we've got some turnips, some sheep sorrel, some lamb's quarters, some pigweed, which is also edible. So here's sheep sorrel. This stuff tastes a little bit like a sour apple Jolly Rancher. And then this is pigweed. The stem is a little bit stockier. These are fantastic as kind of a spinach replacement in stir fries and salads. We're almost done with lettuce. That's going to be bolting soon, so I'll replace that with pigweed. Why the heck not? In here we've got carrots, a little bit, and a lot bit more. And then over here our radishes are done. I've got a few beets. The beets got some sort of funky thing going on this year, so we don't really have a lot of them. And then I've got peas growing up, which I got started super late. So I don't know if I'm gonna get any peas out of that, but we have a little volunteer patch of more lamb's quarters. So lamb's quarters, this is a little bit old for eating. On the back, the leaves are a little bit silvery. Yeah, you can like brush the dust off of them. These are super yummy. I love putting these in smoothies, and this is a weed. You don't want to eat that. Well, a lot of my garden is weeds and we eat it, but this is a non-edible weed that we want to get rid of. I love to have lamb's quarters in smoothies and stir fries and veggie burgers and all that kind of stuff. I stick those in there. Here's our blueberry patch. We have 8 blueberries, and interspersed among here is we've got some oregano, and we've got this wonderful lemon thyme, which smells so good. And then this is rosemary, oh no, this is savory. This is my savory plant, winter savory. So that'll be a fun new herb to use. And then we've got catmint right there. We're gonna start making some cat toys. Well, bring her over here. Now why are you holding her upside down?
Because she was really screechy, so I'm trying to put her to sleep.
Aha! And this is how you hypnotize a chicken?
Yep.
Okay. Can you pick her up and hold her nice so she's pretty?
See, now she's starting to scream.
She's pretty. Here we've got a fantastic strawberry bed with a little rhubarb plant at the back end, and this will provide a ton of strawberries this year. And we've got our walking onions, which are going nuts right now. They're in the produce baby stage where they're throwing up all these little guys, and then these will get heavy and they'll fall over and they will plant more walking onions, or I could take those little heads off and go plant them somewhere else, wherever I want to plant them. These are fantastic green onions, so right now I can still harvest these nice young shoots. I don't really want to eat these because they're super woody, nice and crunchy. But these little guys I can totally chop up and put on omelets and whatnot. And then we've got a ton of mint, which I just hacked at, and I've got a bunch drying, so it looks a little bit sad right now. But I've got a ton of different kinds of mints in here. I've got pepper or spearmint and apple mint. I've got peppermint, and I've got that right there down in that little spot is all the lemon balm that I just harvested. And then we've got tons of chives. And we've got this huge horseradish over here in a pot because I don't really want him going everywhere. So I'm leaving him in a pot for now. Here we've got yarrow. This is more of a cultivated variety of yarrow, so it gets enormous as opposed to the wild yarrow, which is normally what I forage for. But and then we've got some more comfrey right there. Fruit trees. So here is our big cherry tree. We've got an apple tree. We have a plum tree. We've got some flowers planted here. We're going to be doing Back to Eden and Guild style gardening permaculture. This is a currant. I don't remember if that's black or red, but that's another currant and it's black or red. And we've got a cherry tree. That's our baby cherry tree that we planted this year. And this mound right here is a mound of manure from the neighbor, and it's been sitting there a year, and we planted squash in that, a ton of squash. So that will produce a lot of pumpkins and lots of Hubbard squash, which is from Great Grandma. I am going to pull this little guy off because I don't want him producing little babies yet until he gets a little bit bigger. And then over here is a sad little plum tree. I don't know what happened to that guy, but hopefully he'll perk back up. I've got some more comfrey. I'm planting comfrey in every single guild because it digs down deep and draws nutrients to the surface, and then also is valuable as chop and drop fertilizer mulch. I've got a gooseberry right there. Not sure if I should have planted that right there, but we could always move it later. Obviously some more comfrey. And this is a plum tree. And then I've got some flowers that I planted this morning, which are a little sad, but that daylily looks good. And here is a potato patch, which I am working on hilling right now so that we get more potatoes. And then we've got a variety pear tree right here with some more flowers right next to it and some onions that will hopefully come up. And then back here, we're going to be planting all sorts of fun stuff. You can see the fence back there. That's going to be the pasture fence. But we will plant fun things in there like hostas, which you can eat. Just learned about that this year, and I'm excited to try that. We'll also probably try to plant some elderberries right up here against the neighbor. He's got a lot of animals, so there's moisture in there, and I'm hoping that elderberries will grow. We've got lilacs all along this border as well, so this is kind of like our bee and bird attractant section of the garden. And then I'm going to show you, this is actually wild yarrow. You can see how different it is. It's definitely not as full. It's already flowering, which I will come out here this week and harvest these flowers. They're fantastic for tea, especially when you're sick. And over here we have another plum tree, a plum thicket. And I'm going to try to avoid the water, but we have here a goji berry, another daylily, and another plum or apple tree, can't remember. Planted that as a teeny tiny bare root tree, another comfrey, And then here is a second patch of potatoes right around an apple tree or plum tree, can't remember which. We'll find out when it starts to fruit. And then there's a comfrey under there, but we're planting some potatoes in these bags. You'll get a huge harvest. Number one, they're super easy to harvest. Number two, you can just take the bag and dump it out and then recycle that dirt into the garden. And they won't create those volunteer potato patches that can be kind of a nuisance later on in the garden. So I'm doing them this way here. But we had so many seed potatoes this year that I decided I would just plant some in the ground over in the other place as well. And I'm going to get rained on again. And then this is the cold frame where we started all our starts this year. I still have some stuff in here that I'm probably not going to put out. And then I've got irises for sale for the farmer's market. I think that is all of my happy little garden tour. Thanks for watching.